Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap. In this video, we are going to talk about IRDI Grade A syllabus and pattern. And firstly, we will begin with phase 1 and then we will talk about phase 2 also. Now, if you talk about this overall examination of IRDI Grade A, it consists of three phases: phase 1, phase 2, and the interview stage. If you talk about phase 1, it is just qualifying in nature. You just have to clear the cutoff and then you will be appeared for the phase 2 stage. And if you talk about the marks that you are getting in phase 2 stage and also the interview, both these marks are going to have contribution as far as the merit list preparation is concerned. So if you want to make it to the merit list, so both your phase 2 and the interview marks will be included, and based on that the final merit list will be decided. So this is, I would say, the nature of all these phases. It is just qualifying, but I would say equally important, because if you're not able to clear phase 1, then you won't be appeared for phase 2. So it is important, but just qualifying in nature. The marks won't be added to the final merit list for the phase 1. Now, if you talk about the pattern of phase 1, basically it includes four subjects. The first is the reasoning, then the English language, GA, and the quants. And each subject, I would say, they carry equal number of questions, which is 40 questions, and the total number of questions that are going to be asked is 160. And each question carries 1 mark, so the total, or I would say maximum, marks are 160 only. And the time that you are going to get in order to solve these questions is basically 90 minutes. Now, another piece of significant information is that there is going to be negative marking also, negative marking of 0.25 marks. So please be very selective as far as the process of choosing the question is concerned. Apart from that, if you talk about the cutoff, regarding the cutoff, there will be two types of cutoff. The first is the sectional cutoff and also the overall cutoff or the aggregate cutoff. Fine. So you have to clear this cutoff also, that is the sectional cutoff for all the subjects, and the overall cutoff also that has been provided by the IRDAI. So just for the sake of example, this is 2023 cutoff. So you can see after normalization, they have decided the cutoff of 25% for all the sections, and this is a total cutoff or the aggregate cutoff, which is 87.25, basically, which you have to secure in order to appear for the phase 2 examination. Fine. So this is regarding the cutoff and the negative marking and the subjects that are there in the phase 1 of IRDI Grade A. Now, if you talk about the syllabus of the different subjects, now the thing is that the first one is quant. If you talk about quant, you can see the list in front of you, what all is included in the syllabus. For example, the percentage, profit and loss, ratio and proportion, simplification, interest, time and work, all these topics are there. But our suggestion is that please try to cover this topic sequentially as we have suggested, because we have prepared this sequence based on the weightage of these topics. Another strategy that you can go for is, let us say, if you are comfortable with a few topics as far as the quants is concerned, so you can try to get a better grip on those topics, and those topics with which you are not good, you can at least do some minimum basic preparation for those topics, because the point is that you don't have to secure 100% marks in the quant section. You just have to clear the cutoff, and if you are somebody who is not good in few of the topics or quants, so you can do some basic preparation, and in order to do that, once you are qualified with the quant subject, you can balance it or you can compensate it by preparing very strongly for the reasoning subject. Fine. This is how you can balance it or you can compensate it. So this is the approach that I would like to suggest you. Apart from that, if you talk about reasoning includes these subjects, for example, these topics, for example, the alphabetical series, coding, decoding, syllogism, inequality, ranking, blood relations, seating arrangement, all these topics are there, and you can again prepare them on a priority basis, just like I suggested you in case of quants also. So this is the list that we have given you, the priority sequence. First you can go for syllogism, then direct sense, inequality, ranking, blood relation, data sufficiency, all these type of things that you can cover. Fine. So the thing is that you don't have to be very much rigid or watertight. You just have to use these points in order to optimize your own version of strategy, because we know that everybody has his own strength and weakness. So based on that, you have to prepare your own strategy so that you can make the best out of your preparation. Fine. So the next point is regarding the general awareness, which is again a very important component of the phase 1. So if you talk about the general awareness, it basically includes the different type of current affairs like the books and authors, places in news, fairs and festivals, appointments, defense exercises, sports, environment, all such sort of things. Now, a lot of students ask us that up to how many months they should prepare the current affairs. So our suggestion is that the desirable is fifth month. So you should try your best that the past 5 months current affairs are covered in a detailed manner. But if you are somebody who has a very less time, or you are somebody who has started his preparation very late, then at least you should try to cover I would say 3 months. Fine. So 3 months is, I would say, is most important. But if you have time, please try to cover it up to 5 months. That will be highly beneficial for you. So this is regarding the timeline up to which you have to cover the current affairs. Then there are finance related current affairs also that are asked in the examination. So you have to be prepared for all these areas. Fine. From where there is a probability of the questions being asked. Now there could be different type of sources also that I would like you to refer. For example, the PIB, a platform from where you can access different type of schemes and the government initiatives, milestones that are important for the exam. You can follow any one newspaper, either the Hindu or the Economic Times. That will definitely help you to stay updated on a day-to-day basis. And last but not the least, the monthly compilation. Fine, I would say this is the most important one. So let us say if you are somebody who is following the monthly magazine of EduTap, so you do not have to follow PIB and all. Newspaper, I would say, is your choice. I usually suggest aspirants that newspaper is a must to do thing. You must cover newspapers because it helps you to know about the current issues on a day-to-day basis, and eventually when you will open your monthly magazine, things won't be new for you. So you eventually you would be revising things. So that is the benefit of the newspapers. But if you do not have time, let us say you are a working aspirant, so if you're following monthly magazine, you can choose to skip newspapers, though I highly recommend that you should at least try to read newspaper. At least try to read it within 40 to 45 minutes. That's the time that it takes. Fine. So this is regarding the general awareness. The next is the pattern of phase 2. If you talk about phase 2 pattern, so basically it includes 3 papers. Paper 1 English, paper 2 economic and social issues impacting insurance, and the paper 3 which is insurance and management. Fine. Now the thing is that when we talked about phase 1 was totally MCQ based, but when we talk about phase 2, it is basically descriptive based. You will basically have to write the answer using pen and paper in a structured manner, in an organized manner. That will come, of course, with answer writing practice, and that is going to be the idea that you have to follow regarding the phase 2. Now if you talk about the different components, then each components carry equal weightage. Paper 1, paper 2 and paper 3 both carry 100 marks, and the time that you would be getting is basically 60 minutes for each paper. Fine. So this is regarding the phase 2. Now entering the details, if you talk about the paper 2 which is ESI impacting insurance, so this is a syllabus of ESI impacting insurance, and let me tell you that this economics that is mentioned in the IRDI syllabus is pretty much different from the normal or the ordinary economics that you study in the exams like RBI or NABARD, because the thing is that this economics is very much insurance oriented. Fine. Insurance oriented topics are there. For example, you can see over there the economic growth. Okay, this is fine. Then the insurance penetration, then the impact of age structure on economy. Age structure again is something that is through the insurance only. Then the utility theory to insurance premium. Then you can see that even in the financial market also they are asking about the risk based capital requirements, then the economic impact of risk transfer arrangement. So these, I would say, are the type of topics that you do not usually study in your other competitive exam. Fine. So my suggestion is that I would say please go through each and every keyword that is mentioned in the syllabus and cover all the topics in a holistic manner. Fine. So that you are able to bring maximum output out of it, instead of beating around the bush and prepare randomly. Fine. So the syllabus is going to be very handy in order to understand the coverage of the syllabus. Fine. So that is the idea. You can just go through the syllabus even if they are asking about the social structure. Fine. So the for the SI component of the ESI, so here also they are talking about insurance in rural and the social sectors, and obligations of insurers, then the Indian micro insurance experience, social security laws, then the Rashtriya Swasthya Bima Yojana. So all these are nothing but, all these topics, I would say most of the topics are insurance oriented. So pretty much I would say different from the usual economics that you study in the other competitive exams. Now, if you talk about the exam pattern of ESI, so basically, if you talk about 2017 syllabus, then the part one and part two, it was divided into part one and part two, and 3 out of 5 questions you had to answer, and each question carried 24 marks. Fine, and you had to write the answer within 250 words. Now, part two, where you had to attend 4 out of 6 questions, and each question carried 7 marks, and you had to write it within 80 words. And the same pattern was followed in the year 2023 also. So this is regarding the exam pattern or regarding the ESI impacting insurance. Now, some important pieces of information that I would like you to know, very significant information. The type of question that are asked in, I would say, ESI. So the first type of question are asked regarding the scheme. So they can ask you the scheme-based question, for example, Ayushman Bharat, Rashtriya Swasthya Bima Yojana, all such type of things. Then it has been seen that in the paper 2, they have been asking question from the paper 3, and interchangeably similarly in the paper 3 also they're asking few questions from paper 2, so you have to be prepared for that. Fine, if it happens in the examination, you do not have to get panic. Just write based on whatever you have studied in the paper 3, and if the in paper 3 the question is asked from paper 2, the vice versa you have to follow. Fine, so this is something I would say a significant piece of information, so that this thing is not a surprising factor for you in the real examination. Then the questions on current affairs related to finance and insurance sector, these type of questions are also asked. Then the questions on normal concept of economics, they are also asked. And lastly, the case study based question, they are also asked as a part of this ESI impacting insurance. I hope it is clear to you. So you can see, for the sake of example, the scheme based question that are asked, like Fasal Bima Yojana, Atal Pension Yojana. They asked about the DBT also in the year 2017, Ayushman Bharat also. So these type of questions are asked regarding the schemes and the initiatives by the government. Now let us talk about the next part regarding management. The good thing is that if you are somebody who is preparing for exams like RBI and you have covered management, if you have covered management in RBI or in SEBI, so the advantage is that most of the syllabus over here is very much overlapping. So I would say that becomes an advantageous factor. Though in SEBI there are questions are MCQ based, but here you will have to write the descriptive based answer, just like in RBI. Fine. So you can see the topics like the leadership, HRD, performance appraisal, motivation, communication, role of environment, corporate governance. Fine, these are the usual topics, I would say, very common topics that we cover in the RBI exam also. So I would say if you are preparing for that exam, then this category would become very much, I would say, beneficial for you. Fine, so you will have an upper hand in this management part. Now these are the if you want to ask me what are the important topics, so basically the thing is that there can be no important topics in context to the exam in the management subject, because the questions have been asked from all these topics somewhere, at some point of time they will ask the question for leadership, the next year they will ask for motivation, some types of communication. So they keep on asking questions from diverse type of topics, so we cannot prioritize the topics over there. But the thing is that the management is very much theoretical in nature. If you are able to cover it for once, then the next job that you have to do is revise it multiple times. Fine, so just try to cover the syllabus and revise, revise, revise and revise. So that is the only mantra that I can suggest you regarding the management part. Now, if you see the exam pattern, the first thing is that the exam pattern regarding this insurance and management paper is not very well defined. Why is it so? Let us go through it. If you see the part 1, fine, if you see the 2017 paper, so it was divided into two sections. The first is the part 1, the second is the part 2. Now in the part 1, 5 out of 7 questions you had to answer, and each question worth 10 marks, and you had to answer it within 100 words. And in the management, again 50 mark weightage was given, where you again had to attempt same number of questions, which is 5 out of 7 questions, 10 marks and 100 words. Fine. But if you talk about the 2023 pattern, fine, if you talk about 2023 pattern, so basically the pattern got, I would say, slightly changed, because more weightage was given to the management and the less weightage was given to insurance. So do not think that such kind of trend is going to get repeated, because as I told you that the pattern is not very much well defined. Fine. So they asked you 5 questions this time, one of 10 marker, 2 of 7.5 marker and 2 of 5 marker. If you talk about the management part, they asked you one question of 20 marker, one of 15, and three of 10. So you can see that they keep on changing the pattern of this paper, which is insurance and management paper. So pattern is not very much fixed. So you cannot pre-plan as far as this paper is concerned. But the only rule is that try to cover all the keywords that are mentioned in the syllabus in a detailed manner and revise it multiple times. Fine. So this is, I would say, the idea that I would like to share with you. Apart from that, yes, of course, you have to follow PYQs also, previous year questions, which are equally important. Fine, because they help you to know the depth of the topics that you have to cover. Syllabus help you to know the coverage. PYQs help you to know the depth. So these, I would say, are the most important equipments as far as this exam is concerned. Next, the insurance part. This is the insurance where you will have to cover the history, the risk and uncertainty, legal foundation, function, the insurance lines and products. So different type of topics are there as far as the insurance syllabus is concerned. I would say again, this part is very important. They keep on asking questions from this part, then from the legal foundation also. So again, I cannot suggest you that this is the most important topic, this is less important, because the questions that are being asked in the examination are very much diverse in nature. Fine. So that is the reason if I select some topic that I if I categorize them as important and they are not important, so I would say that would be some sort of misguidance, which I do not want to do. So please try to cover all the keywords. Fine. सभी keywords cover करने की कोशिश करो, and कोई भी आप बुक फॉलो करना चाहते हो, कोई इंश्योरेंस की बुक फॉलो करो, या फिर गूगल करो, या फिर कोई कोर्स ज्वाइन करना चाहते हो, चाहे वो एडुटैप का कोर्स हो या किसी और इंस्टीट्यूट का कोर्स हो, वट एवर सूट्स यू, but please do the comprehensive coverage of the syllabus, because that is going to be your best friend in the examination. Fine. So I hope it is clear to you. Now if I talk about the pattern में ऑलरेडी बता चुका हूं आपको, तो यहाँ रिपीट नहीं करूंगा. जैसे कि मैंने बताया ये इंश्योरेंस था, तो यहाँ पे इंश्योरेंस, so pattern is not very well defined, it is not fixed. So that is the idea regarding this insurance and management paper. Now if you talk about the insurance paper, what type of questions are asked? So the same case, just like the ESI impacting insurance, in this paper insurance and management also, you will see questions that are directly linked to syllabus. You can see a little bit tweaked questions also, but the good thing is that regarding the tweaked questions, they were very much easier to answer. Fine. So for example, they will tell you, they will ask you the importance of technology in the financial sector. Such type of question they have asked in the PYQs. So whatever tweaked questions they usually ask, they are I would say they are very much straightforward in nature. Even if they are not mentioned in the syllabus, if there is a serious aspirant, he should be in a position to answer them. Fine. So that is the idea regarding it. Now again, I told you that in paper 2 they keep on asking questions for paper 3, and in paper 3 they keep on asking questions for paper 2. So this type of interchangeability is also there as far as both the papers are concerned. So it should not be a surprising factor for you. I'm again repeating that. Now lastly, the case study, DI and reading comprehension based question, which are equally important as far as this insurance paper is concerned. Lastly, the English part. Three type of questions, three type of areas you have to prepare for the English syllabus. Firstly the essay, then the precise writing, and then the comprehension. Fine. So reading comprehension, so basically if you see the PYQs, so they have asked you, and also this business office correspondence also. Fine. If you see the PYQs, basically, so they have asked questions from essay, they have asked question regarding expansion of topic. They will give you some sort of quote or topic, and they will ask you to write few words on it. You have to expand that topic. Fine. So that is what happens in case of expansion of topic. We have comprehension also, precise writing also, and letter writing also. Fine. Both you have to prepare formal as well as informal letter in letter writing. Fine. So this is regarding the type of questions. Now, is the syllabus and the PYQ sufficient? The answer is no. A very important component which you have to prepare at any cost is basically the answer writing. Answer writing is a skill. It is an art. It is not a rocket science. Very, I would say, easy strategy you can adopt in order to learn to write introduction, body, and the conclusion, and with practice, of course, you will become comfortable. It is not something that is highly difficult, but again, you cannot underestimate the power of the answer writing, because it can be I would say a game changer in the examination. Suppose you have not done good answer writing and you are not writing quality answer in the examination, does not matter how much content you have prepared. If you are not presenting it well, you are not going to get marks, because as I always say in many sessions, that you are not going to get marks based on the information you have in your brain. You will get marks based on the information that you are writing on the sheet of the paper. So please make sure that you have done sufficient answer writing practice. That will basically help you in the long run as a part of this competitive journey. Then, since unlike the RBI NABARD type papers, in this you have the liberty to use pen and paper. So yes, you can of course choose to draw the graphs. You can use flowchart. I would say very important. It will help you to save your time and efforts, and will also improve your presentation regarding answer writing. And also the third factor is regarding handwriting. So you don't have to have very beautiful handwriting. It's just that your handwriting should be legible. Fine. पढ़ने वाले को समझ आ जाना चाहिए. एग्जामिनर के पास आगे ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं होता, तो बहुत ज़्यादा एफर्ट नहीं लगाएगा आपके आंसर को पढ़ने में. उसे नहीं समझ आएगा तो मार्क्स काट लेगा. तो आपको कोशिश करनी है कि आप फास्ट तो लिखें, लेकिन साथ में आपकी हैंडराइटिंग लेजिबल होनी चाहिए. It should be easily the reader should be easily able to understand it. Fine, without much efforts. So this should be your, I would say, priority as far as answer writing practice is concerned. तो हम answer writing करते रहते हैं. If you want to do answer writing practice, you can join us on Perspective 360 degree, where we keep on doing answer writing for multiple competitive exams. So that will help give you a better idea regarding how to frame introduction, body, conclusion, and your answers will also get evaluated on our YouTube channel. Fine, so you can take the advantage of that. So that is it from my side regarding the IRDA syllabus and pattern. I hope the session was helpful for you. If you want us to make more videos on such similar topics, you can write it down in the comment box. Also, if you have any queries, you can write it in the comment box. We would love to address all of them. And thank you so much, and all the best.